I don't know if this story will scare everyone the same way it still haunts me, but I've never talked about it publicly until now. I was 22 when it happened, and at the time, I was renting a small, cheap apartment on the edge of town. I was working overnight shifts at a warehouse, barely keeping up with rent, and too exhausted to care about anything besides food and sleep. The building was a 3-story block from the 80s, with dim hallways, yellow-stained walls, and neighbors who mostly kept to themselves. I lived on the second floor, apartment 206. Nothing about the place ever felt homey, but it was all I could afford. One night, around 3 a.m., I got home from work. I remember how silent everything was. You could hear the hum of the fridge echoing down the hallway if you stood still long enough. I unlocked my door, threw my bag inside, and started heating up leftover spaghetti in the microwave. While it buzzed, I stepped into the bathroom to wash my face. When I came back to the kitchen, the microwave light was off. So was everything else. Total blackout. Now, that wasn't rare in that building. Cheap wiring, random outages. But what made me pause was that I didn't hear anyone else open their doors or check the hallway. Normally, when the power went out, you'd hear a neighbor curse or someone walking out to complain. But this time, nothing. I lit a candle, ate in silence, then went to bed with my phone flashlight on. That was the first night I noticed something strange. Around 4:30 a.m., I heard 3 knocks on my door. Not pounding, just sharp, spaced knocks. I froze, didn't answer. A minute passed, then footsteps, very slow ones, walked away down the hallway. I assumed it was just some drunk neighbor. I didn't think much of it, until it happened again the next night, and the next. Each night always around the same time. 3 knocks, then nothing. On the 4th night, I looked through the peephole when I heard the knocks. No one was there, just the hallway dim and dead silent. I opened the door a crack and peeked out. No sound of retreating footsteps, no doors closing, nothing. Like whoever knocked had vanished. That same week, I noticed something new. My doorknob had smudges on it every morning, like someone had been gripping it with dirty hands. So I set up my old phone across the hall, hidden behind a stack of delivery boxes by a neighbor's door. I positioned it just enough to catch my front door. I turned off the flash, left it recording, and waited. That night, I barely slept. When I checked the footage the next morning, I couldn't breathe. At 4:32 a.m., a man walked up to my door. Average height, gray hoodie, head down. He didn't knock at first. He just stood there for 2 full minutes. Then slow, deliberate knocks. He leaned his head against my door like he was listening for breathing. Then he backed up and just stood there again, staring. I couldn't see his face. At 4:37, he walked away without a sound. No neighbors opened their doors, no cameras in the building. I called my landlord. He brushed it off. Probably some idiot trying to scare people. I'll look into it. He didn't. I sent the video to a friend of mine who worked with security systems. He enhanced the audio. When the man leaned his head against my door, he whispered something. Very softly, almost like a chant. He said, "Why'd you lock it?" Over and over. "Why'd you lock it? Why'd you lock it?" I started sleeping with a knife. I pushed a dresser against the door every night. I stopped working late shifts and started crashing at a friend's house whenever I could. 2 weeks passed. No knocks. I thought it was over. Then, one night, I came home and noticed something off. I didn't know what at first, until I saw my smoke detector. It was gone. The entire fixture had been unscrewed and pulled off the ceiling. I checked my windows, locked. I checked the front door. Still dead-bolted. No sign of forced entry. But the detector was just gone. I tore the apartment apart and found it inside my kitchen cabinet, tucked in the back behind some cereal boxes. That night, I didn't sleep at all. I sat in my room with the lights on and a bat across my lap, just waiting for something to happen. Around 4:30, I heard footsteps again. Only this time, they didn't stop at my door. They walked past it. And then, my bathroom light turned on. I swear to God I didn't move. I couldn't. It was like something inside me shut off. The switch had been off the entire time. I sat there, heart going ballistic, waiting to hear the door open again. But nothing happened. Eventually, I got up. The bathroom door was wide open, light on. No one inside. I checked the hallway, empty. The next morning, I packed a bag and left. Didn't even break the lease, just left. A week later, I found out someone on the third floor had died. Guy in his 40s, lived alone. They said he was found locked inside his apartment. All the locks engaged from the inside, no forced entry. And his smoke detector? Gone. Never found. To this day, I don't know if that man ever actually left the building, or if he just moved to someone else's door. All I know is I never saw his face, but I still hear those knocks in my head sometimes. 3 of them. Every night I stayed,